Reputation management and Wikipedia. I get this request very, very often, almost on a weekly basis. I will have somebody reach out to me saying that there's things in the search engine they want to get rid of, and they want to create a Wikipedia page in order to do that. I'm going to save you time before you have to watch the whole video and tell you, do not do this. I'm going to spend the rest of my time explaining to you why. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with reputation management, the goal of it is to remove negative information from the search engines. Somebody types in your name, your company name, you look on the first page of Google, and you're going to have some negative information about you. Now, in, I guess, a perfect world, you would be able to go and just have those removed from Google 100%. Here's the problem. And it's not really a problem. We have freedom of press, which guarantees all these news organizations to be able to print what they want, as long as it's not defamatory. You get a lot of news out now who will print something based on an anonymous source, and it's still all freedom of press. So it's almost impossible to have something removed based on that. The other thing that we're dealing with, in this thing I do have an issue with, is Section 230, which is basically a section of a law that protects websites from being sued for defamation based on something its users do. That's why, Yelp can't get sued for people leaving negative reviews for a business, or websites such as Ripoff Report or Piss Consumer. Those websites are allowed to thrive because Section 230 protects them from having to remove such information. So when you have these two, you got to do the second best thing in reputation management, it's what 99.9% of current reputation management firms focus on. And that is pushing negative information from the first page of search engine results to the second page or subsequent pages of search results. And it's because very, very few people actually go to a second page of a search engine. That's why you want search engine optimization. You want to push your website to the first page in Google. So, people aren't going to go to the second page looking for something that they can find on the first page. So reputation management involves basically creating positive articles, positive news stories that outrank the negative. So let's say you have 10 articles listed on the first page of Google in the search results, and there's a negative article in number 8. Well, you obviously want to create 3 articles that have the authority enough to outrank that. That way that one drops to 9, 10, and then 11. So it's now on the second page. Now, when I mention Wikipedia, it sounds great because Wikipedia always ranks high. It's always going to rank number 1, number 2, occasionally number 3 if it's somebody very, very famous and maybe their own website will outrank Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is always going to rank in the top 1 or 2 in the search engines. So it just makes sense to have a Wikipedia page, because you're going to create a Wikipedia page. It's going to go number 1 to Google, and it's going to push some of that negative information down. Now, here is where you run into the problem. Now, that logic sounds great, and I don't fault anyone for asking the question if they should use Wikipedia as reputation management. I mean, it makes sense. It's going to go to number 1 and push everything down. Here is the issue with this. Wikipedia relies on secondary reliable sources. Everything in a Wikipedia page must have a secondary reliable source. So let's say you create a Wikipedia page for yourself. It goes into articles for creation process. It gets approved. It becomes its own page on Wikipedia. It goes to number 1 in Google. Great, good job. You're going to start outranking these people. The problem is you're going to have a hater, people who were behind some of the negative information, maybe even the person who wrote the story on you, or the news anchor behind the story may say, hey, I remember this. They may go to that page, or again, it may be a hater, somebody, whoever may go to that Wikipedia page and say, oh, they forgot to add this negative information. So what's going to happen is the negative information from those sources are then going to be put into your Wikipedia page, and you are not going to be able to remove it as long as it's reliably sourced, which I'm assuming it's going to be if it's already ranking on the first page of Google. and it's written in a neutral point of view. As long as it's not an attack page, it's a summary of what that article says, it fits within Wikipedia guidelines, it's going to go in the page. Now, you're going to have a Wikipedia page that now ranks number 1. So while you may have had negative information rank 7 or 8, you now have a page that ranks number 1 that people are going to go to. They're going to go to Wikipedia whether they trust it or not. They're going to go to that Wikipedia page and see that negative information about you. So bravo, you just screwed yourself by pushing something up higher. And we already know that Google and other search engines give weight to Wikipedia. You can see this in the recent Yandex breach that happened, where there was code found in their search engine that showed that weight was given to Wikipedia for backlinks and things mentioned in Wikipedia. So we know there is authority coming from Wikipedia. So now these negative articles that were maybe 7th or 8th in the search engine are now used as backlinks in Wikipedia. So now Google is going to give them even more authority. So you're going to have your page number 1 and Wikipedia page number 1 in Google with the negative information. And those negative articles that may have been 7, 8, or 9 are now going to go up to number 2, 3, and 4. So it's just going to be counterproductive. I recommend that if you're looking for reputation management, don't use Wikipedia. You're just going to shoot yourself in the foot. You may have spent all this money already to help push that stuff down the search engine. Second you get a Wikipedia page, it's going to come right back up. So if you qualify for Wikipedia page and you're a person, you kind of have a little bit of luck because you can often request deletion of your page in certain circumstances. But if you're an organization, it's done with. If it's a specific product, you're done with. It's just going to be there. So do not try to use Wikipedia as reputation management.